We know that the WikiLeaks were of emails that John Podesta wrote, not the U.S. government, and nobody has said they are false. Therefore, it's not hacking, it's a leak. So, again, is it a case of simply the administration of throwing gasoline on a fire? Look what they did with Israel. Could this be simply another petulant way to make Donald Trump's first days in office more difficult than they have to be? Very hard to understand the logic here, Ashley.
Yeah, and you know, it is going to be somewhat of an awkward situation for Donald Trump. What does he do? Does he pull back on the sanctions and try to kind of wipe the slate clean and say, of course, we have to put up the shirtless Vladimir Putin? You know, what does he do? Because he doesn't want to be seen to be weak and feed the conspiracy theory that Russia wanted him as the U.S. president, and he's fulfilling the fears of his critics.
Well, if you listen to the statements that President-elect Trump has made, if you listen to the words of his National Security Advisor designate, Lieutenant General Mike Flynn, it's very clear that there are some key watchwords that the new administration will be using. Number one, that we hear again and again and again, that they're not interested in making new enemies. They're not here to destabilize and do rash things as the Obama administration did in the Middle East or elsewhere. So that's guide point number one. Secondly, there's a Marine Corps motto from the 1st Division, and 3 of our members of the administration are leading the Marines from that division. And their phrase that the Trump administration has kind of embraced is no better friend, no worse enemy. So they're not in the business of provoking the hornet's nest, but we will see American leadership again. We won't see the vacuum that has been the last 8 years of rudderless statecraft from the White House.
Right. Got about a minute left, Sebastian. You had mentioned Israel, and of course we have more diplomatic conflict in that part of the world as well. You say that Trump can turn this around, that he'll do a 180 on that policy.
Yeah, my expectation is to see January the 20th bring a complete sea change in how we do statecraft in the United States. The fact is there is no reason to do what happened with Israel in the last few days. President-elect Trump has been clear. Israel is an important ally, is our friend, and they will be supported. Now, we can't undo the UN Security Council resolution, but there are many things that America, as the largest financier of the United Nations, can do.
Yep, the threat of taking away almost 25% of the funding of the UN. Sebastian Gorka, as always, terrific stuff. We appreciate it.
Happy New Year.
Thank you, and to you too.